Hello friends, welcome back to new lecture. Last time we have discussed about research process in short, and this particular lecture we are going to discuss in detail. We have seen that in a research process there are 7 steps like define research problem, literature review, formulate hypothesis, design research, collect data, analyze data and interpret and report. These are 7 steps available and we have discussed in short this research process. In this particular lecture we are going to discuss this process in detail. Okay, so here these are the steps whatever we have just now discussed. The same steps are present over here. You can see here that formulate research problem, that was the first step. Extensive literature survey, second. Develop the hypothesis, third. Preparation of research design is the fourth. Determination of sample size, actually this was not present in the previous block diagram, but this is the part of research design. Then this is the collection of data, execution of project. This was also not present in the block diagram, but this is the part of this collection of data. Analyzing data, hypothesis testing, generalization and interpretation, and preparation of report and presentation the result. These are the various steps available in the research process. Now one by one we are going to discuss each and every process. Formulating research problem. First step is what? Formulating a research problem. Now what is there in the formulating research problem? Let's read it. At the very outset, the researcher must single out the problem he wants to study. That is, he must decide the general area of interest or aspect of subject matter that he would like to acquire into. So as I told you previously also, the formulating research problem is here a broad area. A broad area will be decided according to your interest. Okay, next point into this one is, initially the problem may be stated in a broad general way and then ambiguities, if any, relating to the problem will be resolved. The broad area will be defined. Then the feasibility of particular solution has to be considered before working formulation of problem can be set up. So we have to check on feasibility of problem also. You should not select a problem which is not possible at your level. Your level means in your laboratory, in your place. If it is not possible, then such kind of problem you should not select. Okay, that's what you have to remember. The formulation of general topic into specific research problem thus constitute the first step in the scientific inquiry. Actually, specific research problem that will be decided after literature review. So you have to go after literature review to the deciding specific problem. Essentially, 2 steps are involved in formulating the research problem, with understanding the problem thoroughly and rephrasing same into meaningful term from analytical point of view. So these are very important points as far as formulating of research problem. Understanding the problem thoroughly. So you have to understand the problem thoroughly. Okay, there should not be any loopholes. There should not be any point that you have not understood and you have selected that particular problem. And rephrasing same, so that generally understand problem that we have to rephrase into analytical point of view. Analytical point of view, or we can say it's a scientific point of view also. Okay, the second step, that is extensive literature review. What is extensive literature review? That we will discuss. Let's read it very carefully. For this purpose, the abstracting and indexing journals and published unpublished bibliographies are the first place to go to. Okay, so first of all you have to go to the journals, abstracts and unpublished bibliography also. Academic journals, conference proceedings, government reports, books, etc. must be tapped depending on the nature of problem. In this process, it should be remembered that one source will lead to another. The earlier studies, if any, which are similar to. Okay, so here very important thing, we have to go to the literature review and we have to find out research gap. We have to find out a research gap, means what previous people has done, and what is remaining, that we are going to see, and accordingly we are going to decide a research gap. Now this research gap will guide you deciding a problem statement or formulating problem statement. The problem statement will be decided according to research gap. At the same time, objectives also will be decided according to this research gap. And how you will get a research gap? After going to the literature reviews, extensive literature review. Study, let me erase this one. study in hand should be carefully studied. So this we have to do it carefully. So literature review is very, very important, because if you are not done literature review properly, then what happen is there may be loopholes, or it may happen that you have selected a problem which already worked out, and if these things happen already worked out problem, if you have decided, then the going for an publication will become very difficult, which is mandatory for your degrees. Okay, so literature review is very, very important. That's second step we have seen already. Development of working hypothesis. Now what is hypothesis? That already we have discussed. Hypothesis means what? Assumption that you are going to make, which you want at the end of your research. What is hypothesis? Let's read carefully. After extensive literature review, researchers should state a clear terms, the working hypothesis or hypothesis. Working hypothesis is a tentative assumption. That's what I have told you. It's a tentative assumption made in order to draw out, test its logical and empirical consequences. Okay, so whatever literature review you have done it, on the basis of that and the theory knowledge which we are having, you are going to make some statement. You are going to assume that this thing will happen at the end of your research, and that's what called as hypothesis. As such manner in which research hypotheses are developed is practically important, since they provide a focal point for research. Now this particular hypothesis acting as a focal point for the research, it keep you on path. Or it avoids a diversion of path also. So that's why the hypothesis you should select in a proper way. The role of hypothesis is to guide a researcher by delimiting the area of research and to keep him in a right track. As we are told just now, the hypothesis keep you on right track. It sharpens his thinking and focuses attention on more important facets of the problem. So it sharpens thinking. So it guides your thinking, at the same time focuses attention on the more important facets of the problem. Okay, and it also indicate the type of data required and type of method of data analysis to be used. So hypothesis decides which type of data is required, and at the same time which type of methods you are going to use. That all will be decided accordingly a hypothesis. So hypothesis is also very important, and hypothesis you have to decide by taking guideline of your literature review. Okay, so approach for developing working hypothesis, how you move for the hypothesis that we have written here. Discussion with colleagues and experts about the problem, its origin and objective of seeking. So here discussing with colleagues and experts plays a very, very important role, because they will have some expertise in that particular area, and that expert may guide you whether that hypothesis is correct or not. Examination of data and record if available. That also we have to check it. Okay, examination of data record if available concerning the problem, possible trends and particular clues. Review of similar studies in the area of studies on a similar problem. So review of similar studies, that's actually a point in literature review that you would have been done in previous step. Exploratory personal investigation, which involve original field interviews on limited scale with interested parties and individuals, with a view to secure a greater insight into practical aspects of the problem. So you have to go to the practical aspect of the problem. Important note is that we do not need working hypothesis, especially in case of exploratory or formulative research. Which do not aim at testing the hypothesis. Okay, so here we do not need a working hypothesis, especially in the case of exploratory or formulating research which do not aim at testing the hypothesis. So here there are some of the research where we don't require a hypothesis. What are that research? One is exploratory research, and another is formulative research. Now what is exploratory research and formulative research? That already we have discussed in the previous lecture. So if you are having these two, then we don't require any kind of hypothesis. Okay, so now we are going for a fourth step, and fourth step is what? Preparing the research design. Preparing the research design. This has written by mistake. Okay, now what is a research design? A research design is the arrangement of conditions for collection of analysis of data in a manner that aims to combine the relevance to the research purpose with economy in procedure. Now there are very important words in this particular definition of research design. A research design is arrangement of condition. The arrangement of condition means what? Then what are the experimental setup required, what are the components required, what are the tools required, what are the laboratory required. That's what called as arrangement of condition for collecting and analyzing the data. So this arrangement is required for what? Collecting and analyzing data in a manner that aims to combine a relevance to research purpose in economy in procedure. Economy in procedure. So in the research design, we are going to decide arrangement of condition for what? For collecting and analyzing data, and that we required in economy in the procedure. So arrangement of condition we are going to decide in the research design. In fact, research design is a conceptual structure within which research is conducted. It constitutes the blueprint for a collection, measuring and analysis of data. So it forms a blueprint. It forms a blueprint for what? For collecting data, measuring data and analyzing the data. Collecting data, measuring data and analyzing the data. We are going to form a blueprint, and that particular blueprint itself is called as research design. As such, the design includes an outline of researcher. Outline of researcher will do from writing hypothesis and its operation implication to the final analysis. So it starts with hypothesis and end with the analysis of data. The preparation of such design facilitate research to as efficient as possible, yielding maximum information. Okay. The function of research design is to provide a collection of relevant evidences. Collection of relevant evidences with minimal expenditure of effort, time and money. This is very important statement which we have written. The function of research design to provide a collection of relevant evidence. The research design will provide a collection of evidence with minimum expenditure. So here we have discussed economy actually. So because of research design, a proper research design will give you minimum expenditure of effort, time and money. So effort will be required less, time will be required less, and money also will be required less if you design it properly, research design. Okay. So preparing a research design, that already we have done, discuss many more. You can go through this particular PPT for your understanding. Here important point is more exploratory design decision happens to be respect of. Means what? In a research design, what we decide, what is study about, what is study being made, why is study being made, where will the study carried out, what type of data required, where can the required data found, what period of time will study include, and what will be sample size. The answer for all this is will be found in research design. So what is research design? Deciding or giving the answer for all this, that we can say it. Okay. There are a few more secondary question. What technique of data collection will be used? How will the data will be analyzed, and in what style the report will be prepared? These are what some of the other question you can go through that. Okay. Here we have seen how we can go for a design. We have basically started with first step, defining problem, literature review, then hypothesis, and then last is what? The research design. So next point we will discuss in the next lecture.